Okay, let's talk about How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's one of the most legendary self-help books ever, right? But look, you don't have to read all 300 pages to get the gold. We've boiled the whole thing down to its most powerful, most actionable ideas that you can start using, like, right now. So let's just dive in.
So, why should you even care about this book today? Well, it all starts with this number, 85%. Carnegie pointed to research that showed a mind-blowing 85% of your financial success has nothing to do with your technical skills. Nope, it comes from what he called human engineering, which is really just a fancy way of saying people skills. How well you communicate, lead, and just connect with other humans. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
All right, pillar number 1, handling individuals. See, everything builds from the ground up. Before you can even think about winning over a crowd or leading a team, you've got to nail your one-on-one interactions. This is the foundation.
So here's the million-dollar question, right? How do you get people to actually want to listen to you? Notice the word want. It's not about shoving your ideas down their throat. It's about making them lean in, eager to hear what you have to say. So how do you pull that off? Well, Carnegie gives us 3 golden rules.
Now, these rules sound super simple, but they're incredibly powerful. First up, don't criticize, condemn, or complain. It's a total dead end. All it does is make people defensive and resentful. Second, give honest and sincere appreciation. You got to understand, people have this deep, deep need to feel important, and genuine praise feeds that need. And third, and this is the real secret sauce, arouse in the other person an eager want. In other words, figure out what they want and show them how your idea helps them get.
You want a super simple, practical way to do that? To give that sincere appreciation? Here it is. Carnegie said a person's name is the sweetest sound in any language to them. Think about it. When someone remembers and uses your name, it's like a little jolt of recognition. It's a small thing that makes a huge difference in making someone feel seen and important.
Okay, so you've got the one-on-one stuff down. Now let's level up. Pillar 2 is all about winning over groups. This is where we shift from just handling individuals to actually getting people to see things your way, to adopt your ideas.
And here's the challenge we've all faced, right? You're in a discussion, and it just spirals into an argument. Nobody's listening, everyone's just digging their heels in deeper. So how do you actually persuade someone without it turning into a fight?
Carnegie's answer is brilliant and a little counterintuitive. He says the only way to get the best of an argument is to avoid it completely. Think about it. Even if you win with logic and facts, you've lost the person. You've bruised their ego. You've made them resentful. That's not a real win, is it? It's a victory that costs you more than it's worth.
It all comes down to a massive mindset shift. Look at the difference here. An argument is about your ego. The goal is to prove you're right. The result? Resentment. It's a lose-lose. A discussion, on the other hand, is collaborative. The goal isn't to be right, it's to find the best outcome together. And the result is agreement, a total win-win.
So, you want a practical tool to make that shift? A magic phrase? Here it is. You know, I may be wrong. Let's examine the facts. It's so disarming. The second you say that, the tension just dissolves. You're signaling that your ego is out of the way and you're inviting them to be your partner in finding the truth, not your opponent in a fight.
All right, last pillar. You can handle people one-on-one, you can win over groups. Now it's time for leadership. Pillar 3 is about how you can change people's actions, how you can correct mistakes without making them hate you for it. This is huge.
I mean, seriously, how do you do it? How do you tell someone they've messed up without completely crushing their spirit? If you're a manager, a parent, a team captain, you face this all the time. You have to correct the error, but you can't afford to create resentment. Well, Carnegie gives us a playbook for exactly this.
And he uses this fantastic analogy. Think like a dentist. What does a dentist do before they start drilling? They apply Novocaine to numb the pain. For leaders, that Novocaine is praise. Before you get to the drilling, the criticism or correction, you have to start with some honest, sincere appreciation. It prepares them to receive the feedback without feeling attacked.
So here's how it works in practice. Step 1, you start with that praise, that honest appreciation, the Novocaine. Step 2, instead of barking orders like, don't do that, do this, you ask questions. Hey, what do you think about trying it this way? That makes them feel part of the solution. And finally, and this is non-negotiable, let the other person save face. Never, ever humiliate them. That way they focus on learning from the mistake, not on how much they dislike you.
Okay, we've gone through the 3 big pillars: handling individuals, winning over groups, and leading without resentment. But did you notice something? There's a golden thread that ties every single one of these ideas together. They all spring from one single unifying principle.
So, what is it? What's the one skill that connects everything we've talked about? From remembering a name, to avoiding an argument, to starting with praise, what's the master key that unlocks all of it? The answer is empathy. That's it. That's the whole game. Every single technique in this book is just an application of empathy. It's the ability to shut down your own ego for a second and genuinely try to see the world from the other person's point of view, to feel what they're feeling. That is the secret to all of this.
So look, you now get the core genius of how to win friends and influence people. The ideas aren't that complicated, right? But knowing them is the easy part. Actually doing them, that's the real challenge. It all comes down to building that empathy muscle. So before your next big conversation, just pause. And instead of planning what you're going to say, ask yourself one question. What does this whole situation look like from their side? Master that, and you'll change everything.